Hello guys, it is Teenage DC Fan back with another video. And in this video, I'll be reviewing the latest episode of Legends of Tomorrow, titled Lucha de Apuesta. I probably said that completely wrong, so I'm not going to say it again in this video, because I just completely butchered that, and I know that for a fact. But anyway, Legends of Tomorrow is back. This show sucks, but I'm still watching it. This was a better episode than past episodes of the season, I guess. It was very focused on this guy, the Cope, I think is how you say it. I'm not too sure about that, so I'm just gonna call him a werewolf, because he basically is a werewolf. So I guess I'll just get started with the review then. Okay, so the Time Bureau is looking for the werewolf, and they have security footage of Mona letting him out. So then they're on the hunt for those two, and then she's in the hospital, but then she gets out, and then she finds him, but then the legends show up, so then she sends the werewolf back in time to someplace, and then the legends take Mona, and then they decide to believe her, and then that the men in black, as she says, tried to kidnap him, and then he killed them, and that they were evil, and that the security footage was fake. So they decided to believe her, and that as long as she would help them find him. So then they went back to sometime in Mexico from a long time ago, and it was like Lucha wrestling, and I think he's named El Doblo or something like that, and he basically becomes like the #1 luchador because, well, he's a werewolf and he's super powerful, but nobody knows that he's a werewolf because the whole point of being a luchador is basically you're a wrestler, but you wear these crazy colorful like masks and outfits. So basically they all think that he's some random powerful human. But then the legends show up to find him, and then they find him, and then they try to so then they capture the werewolf, take him back to the Wave Rider, and then Ava calls Sarah, and so they do that weird like hologram call thingy where it's like she's basically there, and like but like in hologram version form. So she and the Time Bureau are obviously looking for Mona and the werewolf. So then she's talking to Sarah, and then she turns around and sees Mona. And then she turns to another part of the room and sees the werewolf. So obviously she's mad. And then she's like, Sarah, you need to bring the whatever it's called in. And then she's like, no. So then Sarah ends up hanging up. And oh, things are going bad with their relationship, because then they end up breaking up. But that's later. So I'll get into that more after talk about this. So Zari went to go do research and see if the footage actually was fake. And then she ends up working with Nate, and then they find out that it is fake, and the only way to look at the real footage is if they go through the person's phone that actually replaced the footage, and that, of course, would be Hank, Nate's father. So then there's this, like, ball or gala or some type of fundraiser thing going on, and Nate's whole family's there, and so then Zari and Nate go undercover. Well, not really undercover, because, well, Zari has to pretend to be his girlfriend, but she likes that because when she's getting ready to go, like, she makes sure that she looks pretty, because she wants Nate to think that she's sexy, because I think she likes him. There's obviously some romantic sparks there, so something will probably happen between them soon. But then they show up, they get the phone, they look at the footage, they find out that Mona was telling the truth, and all that stuff. But at the same time, Sarah had gone to this gala thing to talk to Ava to explain everything, but things didn't go there. So then they on to another subject. The legends that are left on the ship, they decide to go back to Mexico because the timeline was like broken because El Diablo just left and didn't like actually fight more. So there were like riots and people killed and stuff. So obviously they had to fix that. So then they went back. He had one. El Diablo had another match against this guy wearing this really fat guy wearing a gold suit, and apparently this guy in the gold suit is supposed to become like this famous luchador fighter, but he gave up after El Diablo showed up. So they need to fix that by letting the gold suited guy beat El Diablo, and then the timeline's fixed and everything. So that's good. So then that would be good. So then they start doing that, and then Sarah and Ava find out about that they went back in time to do this. So then Ava's like, send all the troops to go capture the werewolf thing. So then Ava's contacting the legends and telling them that the Time Bureau people are coming, and they're like, she's like, give them hell or something like that, and basically beat their ass. So then that's what they do. They show up. The guy in the gold suit beats El Diablo because the werewolf is pretending to lose. So that's that. And then in the end, the guy in the gold suit is named the winner. And then the werewolf and Mona go to a beach thing, or it's just somewhere nearby. And then all the other legends go back to the ship, except for Heatwave or Mick. And so, Mona is going to take the werewolf back to his home, which is like ancient Hawaii, and he was like the king there. And she's in love with him, so she's gonna go live a happy life with her. But then Mick reminds her that stories like this never have a happy ending because they come from two different worlds and it could never work out. So then she realizes that and she starts explaining that to him, to the werewolf, but then he gets shot. So the werewolf's dead, and it's one of the Time Bureau agents that did it. So then somehow she so like she says some kind of magic word, and then somehow she turns into a werewolf herself, kills that guy, turns back into human form, and then Mick walks back over and just sees the dead guy, the dead werewolf, and then Mona just sitting there being like, "You're right, it could never work," or something like that. So some crazy stuff's probably going through Mick's mind. And then that's pretty much how the episode ended. The next episode, Ray's gonna be driving an RV or something like that, so that'll be interesting, and they're talking to the cops and stuff. I'm not too sure what that has to do with time traveling, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Let me know down in the comments below if you still watch this sucky show. And if you do, what do you think about it? And thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope to see you in my next video so I can bestow all my DC knowledge upon you.